to another study hall here on TCG University. This is for the UniVersus card game. My name's Tam, and I'm joined by
Michael.
Travis.
James.
What study hall is for the unenrolled is we've taken a bunch of your guys' UFS topics and some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss it for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So with that said, a little bit of housekeeping. Big shout-outs to our Patreon producers. I got another list here. Jay Rogers, Jerome Weeks Jr., Justin Farst, William Stull, Yari Monclar, Melkor, right?
Yes.
Yari Melkor.
Yari Melkor. I got it in second try. Tyler Zane P, Sean Bauman, Tracy Cardwell, hi mom, and Clay Cardwell. So we also have a sponsor for this episode, but you'll hear about them later. Michael, how's your weekend at UniVersus?
It's been all right. I added some Bakugo support into my Air Torn list, and holy cow, man! You know, I went from drawing like 5 to 8 cards a turn to now I'm like drawing 10 cards like almost easy. So that feels really good. And then I'm messing around with Evil Torn, and that also it feels nice sometimes because it's like a, spoilers. It's like a check hack deck that just gets you sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got like a big old list of decks I want to make and try out, and I'm also accepting any and all challenges of like decks I should make. So if you got something you want to see, let me know.
We'll talk a little bit about it on the cast. Is why I wanted to bring it up.
Okay.
We've got an hour show to pad. We gotta, and I'm all fresh out of ideas. That's why I've got our jump off topic. Travis, how about you, man?
My weekend UniVersus has been pretty good. I've just been playing Quan Chi Stell and testing random stuff with Yu Yu Hakusho. So like I've been testing.
How's Rando doing?
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, I know.
Rando meaning random stuff from Yu Yu Hakusho. I've been testing Zoe with Ice Dragon Seiryu because I think that card's busted. I've been testing Cassie with Spirit Shotgun because that card's also busted. So yeah, I've basically just been testing busted stuff with Yu Yu Hakusho. And
Rad.
That's my week.
James.
I edited.
Yeah, me too. That's what I've done all week.
And I beat everybody's asses on Sunday.
That's right. That's Goro.
Yeah, you guys all suck.
It's good that it is crazy. You've done well with a good deck. It's better than doing mediocre with a mediocre deck. I'm proud of you, James. You've ascended, and now you're a good card game player.
Let's calm down a little bit.
Damn.
I was always a good card player.
I didn't know that we were Comedy Central now.
Yeah, my week's the same as James's. I've just been editing. I've been wanting to put together Scorpion, but due to lack of team resources, I just haven't. I've been wanting to put together Pea Shooter Devora, but with lack.
Don't look at me.
With lack of group. With lack of team resources, I've not been able to do that. And besides that, yeah, Pea Shooter is your fault, idiot. Yeah. And besides that, I've just been like theory crafting like so little about how to make Midoriya work. Like maybe play him for a PTC, and you can't. And
What about All Might?
he is certainly closer. That's for damn sure. Yeah. I think in order for me to I think it's actually impossible to theory craft Midoriya. I think you have to play with him and figure out his cadence of, hey, when do I put this 10 damage on stuff? If I ever do, is he just a cool character that is his once per turn ability actually a once per game ability, and he just takes and says that if you don't have this moment, I win the game.
Yeah, I think so. Like that design makes sense for him. He randomly powers up in the middle of a fight, does his one-shot thing, and then he's out of the fight.
What's the symbol?
He has good life order.
And he can only use punches. He can't even use puncher furies. Like Bakugo says that you can only use furies
for the 10 damage. Yeah, you can only use punches.
And so it's either I take and I have this hodgepodge where there's only certain things I can dump my 10 damage on, which is problematic because I can't, guarantee everything is a kill shot. Shout out to Eminem. And then was that a good joke?
Yeah.
And then
shout out to MGK.
No shout outs to MGK.
No.
R.I.P. to MGK.
No,
Yeah.
shout-outs.
What are your
R.I.P.
thoughts on the MGK?
Yeah, I think Killshot was trash.
Anyways, are you leaving? Love you, bye.
She never says goodbye to
And
anybody
then-
or hello.
Yeah. That's okay, I guess. And so like I've just been doing that, and then like honestly, just jamming out for the first time, fellas. I'm caught up. I am not behind. I don't have to record anything tonight. I'm certainly going to, so that I can get ahead, but I don't have to record anything tonight.
I think for Midoriya, you just play good stuff, like Undergood with Nutcracker and Valiant Assault and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was thinking either that or as soon as you get them, play Moonset stuff under order.
Yeah, I think Valiant Assault's actually really cool in him because you can use your enhance to dump the 10 damage on it and then draw 2 cards off the combo.
Yeah.
Or you can draw 2 cards off his foundation and then draw 2 cards off the combo and
Yeah.
have 4 cards in hand again.
Yeah.
Like, that
That-
seems real sick.
That's also playable under order, yeah? Or no?
No.
No.
It has good air all.
Yeah. Yeah, so like maybe that's just like the only way you can do it, right?
I have an idea.
Go ahead.
Just wait until the next My Hero set comes out when they release Midoriya 2 dot
Yeah.
shoot style,
Any kicks and shit?
and he can use punches and kicks.
Whoa. Wow. Midori 3 dot stacks them both. Probably what's going to happen.
He's just gonna become Mega Man.
Right. He
That
is
would
the,
be cool.
He is their new Mega Man.
Which
So,
is pull it down.
Does anybody have a crazy fun topic they want to bring to the table first?
Crazy fun topic.
Because I got a real thinker here. If you
Real
want to.
Yeah,
thinker? I'm
thinker?
down. It's early enough in the day where I still have a brain.
So I saw this on Discord because on the Shameless UFS Discord. If you'd like a link to that, please hit me up. If you'd like the link to our Discord, jump on our Patreon for the single $1, and you can talk to all of us directly. Are you guys both in that our Discord?
Yeah.
Sure am not.
I will
am.
get you an invite. Kevin Broberg, he is integrity. He is integrity results out on the Discord. He says, I forget where the conversation was going, but here's his one quote that I screen grabbed. Ready? As for archetypes, I think they are useful stepping stones to understanding UFS, but eventually they just serve to constrain thinking. Do you agree with this sentiment?
What was the first part? Was it symbols?
As for archetypes, I think they are useful stepping stones for understanding UFS, but eventually
Yeah.
they serve to constrain thinking.
I agree.
I play a ranged deck.
Oh,
I play a reversal
okay.
deck.
That's
so
what you mean by archetypes.
when we look at these is there any validity to throwing highs and lows in Reptile, right? So that's not Jasco has designed him to be a I play mid attacks character. Should he exclusively be played as mids?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So you're saying no.
Yeah, because I actually recently built a Zangief deck that plays 2 throws. His entire ability is +3 damage to your next throw attack. I
Yep.
play 2 throws.
Yeah, well, like the way that works is it says that you're like the way that even Zangief's kit is built. He has 2 throws, 2 not throws, right?
Yeah.
And so Jasco knew what they're talking about. They're on
You
the
can
same
do
wavelength.
the same. You can use the same concept with Reptile.
Yeah.
And just play 2 mid attacks and just go interchain, gets XX
Mhm.
or whatever.
But on the turns you don't draw those mid attacks, you just don't have a character.
Well, if your character is all of your deck, you will lose. Bang is a card.
That's fair.
Like if you can't win without your character, you shouldn't be able to win in general.
Wow, Tony Stark.
If you can't win without your character, you don't deserve it, Jinx.
Travis, what do you think, man?
So I think Kevin is right on that. I think that they are definitely good building blocks to increase your knowledge of the game, but I think after a certain point you need to look at what your deck is trying to do and not put it into an archetype per se. Like lock yourself into doing this one thing, because if your deck doesn't do that one thing, then it loses. I know Tim Keefe, shoutouts, was talking about how if you try to play an extremely defensive wall deck and you can't put out enough damage to kill them. If they outpressure you, you're just going to lose and your deck is bad, which I agree with that. If you lock yourself into this archetype and your opponent is doing things better than you are and you can't keep up with them, then your deck is bad and you're going to lose.
I'll just write it down so you can do it later.
Oh, I want to do it now.
Yeah, sorry, man.
So,
No, I can agree with that. This
Yeah.
is
Dad won't let me make a meme on the podcast.
What are your thoughts, Michael?
Yeah, so I can definitely see how archetypes are like a crutch like that. It's necessary to start like
Training wheels.
deck building or just like getting into the flow of things in general. And like I definitely had I've had two different crutches because I was playing Raptor and I was playing a Flash crutch, and then I'll kind of have to. And then I was playing Torn and I was playing just like his kit as like my crutch. And then eventually I just like sat down, looked at a lot of cards, and like realized like instead of like having the character tell me what to do, I told the character what to do.
Yep.
Which is like kind of weird because like I come from a card game where like everything works with everything all the time, and so like having a sense of that like into this game is kind of weird. Yeah, I get it's like a necessary crutch, but unfortunately it is a crutch, I guess. So I'd have to agree.
My biggest thing on the subject is that I think it's too black and white. So my best example of this archetype deck that isn't trash is Desperation, right? So like I think Desperation is there could be an argument made of the best keyword in the game because of the tools that it provides. But at the same time, we could take and look at I want to play it like is tech a keyword crutch when I'm playing it in Spike is our so like if you look at Zhang Hua, like I think part of the reason he's saying that its archetypes are a crutch is that he's not playing all 3 damage attacks in Zhang Hua. He's playing these playing moonsets, right?
Yeah.
And moonset, the reason he's playing it is not because it does a bunch of damage, but because it debuilds them, so that his little damage attacks are better.
And blows people out.
And that card just blows people out. So like that card is the outlier for the same reason that like Lilith is not playing its 3 damage attacks. It's playing Missile Launcher and Nutcracker.
Tim Keefe did the same thing with Spike too.
Right.
He played Hakusho. He played the negate reversal from Endines. He played other things that weren't tech.
Yeah, and so like there's a point to be made where like inside of a Desperation deck you don't have to play Desperation cards, but why would you? Like there's like when you look at Shane Duckworth's third place
The Goro deck.
Not the Goro deck,
Not
the
Goro deck?
Jet deck that he took to
Dallas.
Dallas.
That one.
His whole gimmick, his whole archetype was, hey, I want to break her for you as much as possible. And so like that's not what Jet does. Jet's supposed to be a quote stun character, but at the same time he's
supposed to be a keywords character.
He's a keywords character, and he did that, but not in the standard way.
Yeah.
I think there's a way for us to take this idea of what do I hit them, or how do I make my deck and make it inside and outside that bubble. It is possible that most of your deck is this keyword, or this archetype, but then less so for the rest of it.
So yeah,
Hey, what are the symbols in that Ice Dragon Punch?
it is water, all, and chaos.
Water, all, chaos.
Yep.
Weird.
Goro can pick it up every turn. Zoe can pick it up every turn.
All Might can give a bunch of damage to it. Go ahead.
I think that there are a lot of characters that really scream what they want to do at you when you're building them. And I think it's okay to use your character as a guideline, but your character shouldn't define your entire deck. And that's the way I see it.
I never listen to the character.
I listen to the
Ever.
character a shit ton. I think that's the way that you make a good fucking deck.
So I find that like if you try to do like this isn't like all cases, but like if you try to do exactly what the character is supposed to do, you hit a peak. You hit a ceiling and you're stuck there.
Yeah.
It's like a bug stuck at the corner of the wall right below a door. There's a little passageway to maybe go further out, but you're stuck there at the corner because you think there's something else up there.
Okay, that's a really good analogy. That's a
Like
really
the way
really
I view
good
it is
analogy.
like the way I see Fury. I think Fury has a lot of like weird things it can do, like the life lineup and whatnot, and the death lineup. They all have like these really cool things. But like Sasha's not a great character. Well, she's okay.
She's fine.
She's not the best character.
She's not a great character. I think
Sagat's not the best character.
he's not for sure.
The best character I think for her is Eva.
I think Eva's the best Fury character, but I also think Sagat
That's
might
just a dumb lineup.
Sagat might have newer legs just because of covert intent. I think he's like the second best covert intent character.
The best Fury character just came out.
I agree.
But
Yeah.
he doesn't have. Oh, well, he has death. So
He's
like,
got death.
he's just gonna.
Oh
Get better.
yeah, sure.
We in there, boys.
Yeah, Bakugo's.
But he's not out yet. I'm
God
talking.
damn,
like
I don't
currently.
want to play Bakugo, but he's like the easiest to make. Anyways,
He's gonna be really basic,
well, basic
as he
bitch.
is.
Um,
Just a basic asshole.
but no, I actually really like that analogy of the fly in the corner of the ceiling.
You're just stuck there.
Yeah, like huge shout outs to Jacob Johnson for like playing Moonset in his Jackie, right?
Yeah.
Like that card makes total sense in Jackie. You
Yeah.
can still discard a card and give it 6 damage, and
Yeah.
it debuilds them 1 and
5.
yeah, whatever. Sorry,
5
my sentiment.
damage.
But like, there's like plenty of other rad stuff that you can do with this character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how open you can be. You have-
It is
you
one
have-
of the big draws to
Yeah.
versus.
You have like a loose rule book, and like you have like pages falling out.
Yeah.
And
There's
then,
so
like,
much creative
you
freedom.
can you can put
Sometimes a page drops and the guy holding the rule book's just like, don't worry, I don't want it.
he just like pulls out a new piece of
Just,
paper
like,
and like you just like write a
waves.
new rule like about your deck, right? Because like so like for like my torn list, like that's totally like cookie cutter. Like that's not what my character is supposed to do at all. But conveniently, my character can do it pretty well.
How do you want to talk about your things? I think we might have beaten this one. I think we might have cracked the puzzle. That the answer is it's gray.
Yeah.
There is no answer. Figure it out, dorks. Michael, you're having a deck building problem.
Yeah, I want to build like a lot of stuff, but at the same time, I don't want to build any of it. But I want to build like a lot of stuff.
So if
So-
you tell him to build it, he'll build it.
So the thing is I don't want to have we have a little ledge over there where we put our
1,
decks
2,
normally.
3, 4, 5, 6,
So
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
What
12,
I don't want is I don't want half the ledge to be Michael.
15.
And on top of that, like being the newest person here, like these 3 people, like their brain is a
include
commodity.
I was gonna say, don't
Right,
include Tam in
and
this.
It's but it's
I saw where you're going. Don't include
Small
Tam in
brain,
this.
please.
but like so it's like knowledge that I don't have, and so like I don't want to build these decks alone, but at the same time I want to take the challenge and like better myself as a deck builder because I pride myself in deck building, and then like I just get to learn more cards while I'm building these decks.
So
But the thing is trying to find the correct thing that catches my eye. Like we made that Sub-Zero deck, and that caught my eye because there were like some cool cards in his kit, and he says don't block my attack unless you want to discard 2. And then you get banged or you get stopped, and it's like, well, why am I playing Sub-Zero right now? So I think
Just be
I think
better.
we just had to change the symbols, but
Just be better.
I think the symbol we were playing him under was probably his best symbol.
I think it's perfectly fine to ask people for help in deck building. I think you still grow. I think I would not be the deck builder I am today if it was not for Jacob Johnson. Shout outs.
Are you trying to make grow?
I still like Grow. You know what? I'll add him to the list.
I was making a shitty joke about his use of the word grow, Grow.
A little.
Nice. But
If you want to rebuild Grow, that's cool. We lost the deck profile of the last one, so
Oh, okay.
I swear
so
I told you that.
I thought you were kidding.
No,
Oh, okay. All
we
right.
did.
Sorry, guys. Don't worry. I'll get that
I
Grow deck
lost it
profile to
right
you.
behind like actions.
But-
Just gone.
But yeah, I would not be the deck builder I am today without Jacob Johnson.
And Jacob Johnson.
He definitely helped me build a lot of my decks and helped kickstart my quote-unquote UFS career, if you could call it that.
your UniVersus fever.
Yeah. I'm happy that I am into the game at the level I am now. I'm glad that is my main card game. And I'm glad that I've grown as a player. And I think that you can grow as a player even with the help of others.
So it's not that I don't think I can or can't do it by myself. I do think that like with one other person, like you guys can like give me knowledge of like what good cards are like from Endines or like good cards from Mega Man or even like Red Horizon. Like those sets are like completely blank to me, and I don't usually see those or cards from those sets too often just because of the power creep a little bit. But like I pride myself in being independent, and I enjoy like being a more independent mind. Like so like when I made Torn, that was like all independent. I didn't ask like anybody for help until I had like a foundation for like the idea I wanted. So I'm like a really weird entrepreneur. I'm like an entrepreneur that wants to show his stuff but like never let anybody in.
Yeah, that's.
I believe that's called a collector.
Yeah.
A hoarder.
I can totally see that. The thing is though is, so what's the point of these decks? Why do you want to make them? Yeah, go ahead.
So I want to try like a lot of different ideas because I think I'm so addicted to Torn right now because of how fast paced and aggressive the deck is, but it doesn't feel like home, right? Like
Okay.
I keep getting on the bus stop expecting to get home, and then the next thing I know I'm farther away from home. Like every time I build one of these decks, I'm like, wow, this is like a really cool this is a really cool interaction. Like I actually really like it, but I don't like this deck, but I like this interaction. So then like I try and find that like validation from like another character or another symbol.
I do that a shit ton.
So
when I'm building.
then at that point, it's like you are trying to do this. That was really good. You really spiked that one. You're doing this for, and I'm going to use what is perceived as a bad word. You're doing it for selfish reasons, right? As opposed to, hey, I've built this Sub-Zero deck. It's not working out for me. It's not what I want to play.
Yeah.
Will you play this thing and see if it's any good? Will you play this thing and see if it's something that you want to play? Which is why 100%, even though he's erased it and put it back in my name, I made that Spike 2 deck.
Yeah.
And then I gave it to Travis because I'm not the person who's going to be able to pilot that deck. That's just not me. It's not tripping any of my triggers, but I think it's a very good idea. I think it is a good deck. It needs to be cleaned up, and it needs to have some harsh criticism on it. And so...
I'll give you some harsh criticism.
And that's... I mean, as a team, we should be all holding ourselves accountable, not pulling any punches, pardon my fighting game pun, about like the validity of our decks.
Yeah,
like
this isn't a fighting card game anymore.
yeah, it's an anime card game.
Yeah, dude.
Welcome to Waifu Wars Volume 2.
Everything changed when Funimation attacked.
And so like I'm looking at this big list, and I don't think that you're gonna enjoy Donovan. Donovan is a grindy ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Donovan's gonna go to deadlock every single game.
He can build it really aggressively.
Nope, I don't believe you can.
No.
I don't see, but the thing is, I don't want to build it aggressively.
Then
Like
Donovan's the character.
the
you wanna
most,
play too.
so like the most stally character that I've played so far is that Sub-Zero deck, and I felt like the Sub-Zero deck was fine. Like me and you built it together, and then like we've played against Travis, we played against Jeff. I played it on the stream. I've got
Well,
bodied.
didn't play for long.
I got bodied on the stream. There's no denying it. Okay, if you guys want to see me get bodied by James with Goro versus
like
Sub-Zero,
less than like 15 minutes.
you can check out
That
you can
match was
rewatch
sick.
the live stream from
Yeah.
last Sunday.
Sunday fun day.
Yep.
Yeah, Sunday Fun Day
Nice.
the first.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice plug.
Yeah.
It's 6-8-4.
But I mean, like I think that deck was cool. It's just my problem with it was, man, are my first 3 turns horrendous.
600 problems.
Yeah.
It's a lot of 600 problems.
And I like Donovan because he's not a 6-hander. Asterix.
Yeah.
And I was watching when we went to Dallas. I do apologize, I do not remember your name, but the guy who was playing all Donovan, like I was watching him play the all like weapons package in Donovan.
That was the PTC I didn't go to, right?
Yeah, that was Dallas.
Was that Stefan?
I think so.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Stefan's sick.
But
like
because he went to time like a lot of the rounds, and so like I found myself like watching a lot of his games, and I was like, wow, like this dude loves generating value, and he like never and he never takes damage.
If it is Stefan, he played Iori, Desperation Iori, and that's the one that has it basically has Vengeance of the Fallen Angels, but for like Iori, where it's like, oh, this is gonna do like 6 damage and then remove itself.
And draw me 2 cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yatagarasu is a sick ass card.
But so like I liked, so like watching what other people have done with like deck ideas like this, or like just me randomly thinking of a couple of cards and like, wow, that'd be really cool in this character. Like I like what I've seen of Donovan. Do I think it's like my play style? Maybe not, but the only way I could tell is like if I make it for myself, right?
You want to do that deck
So-
building idea? I could do that deck building idea.
So, like, and this is where, like, this is kind of going, right?
Yeah.
What is something that you've wanted to build? What's something that you could give Michael in order to try and help him out? Like, what's...
Wants to build a slower deck?
You
Okay,
got 4 minutes before we cut the break.
I just want to say this real quick. I want to build Death Katana super bad.
So let's
Don't
do
have
it.
the resources currently.
Oh, because you want to use Bakugo stuff?
No.
He wants to use Princess Berries, but I'm using Lemon Yoshimitsu.
I want to
Why do you-
use. I want to take everything that we have of death and put it in. I want to play the Moon Dance rituals. I want to play that. I get the Moon Dance ritual won't be good, but it says build 0 or 1 diff foundation for free. And with Katana, it says it's a 9 low for 3.
We could try
Let him
it.
fly. Let him fly. I want to see a really rad non-kin to Firefly Gunner deck. And what I would do with it is I want to Firefly Gunner into Rising Monk. That's what I want to do.
So
Because Firefly Gunner is arranged, and Firefly Gunner can check a 7 and throw the monk into momentum, so you can just actually fully clear your card pool again.
That sounds
I think
cool.
Fire's the best symbol because we get to play Unite after we check our 5, commit our 2, and then put the Rising Monk in, and it is like covert with damage, right? And that's how I see it.
I actually think
But I have no idea to play it.
I actually think that Air might be better for that because I played a very similar Spike deck because he can clear non-tech attacks and he can get momentum for free to actually get value off of the Firefly Gunner, and he also gets to play the 5 diff Kung Jin attack that mills 4 and grabs a ranged attack, so you can pick up more and just keep going.
Yeah, but like any Chaos, Fire, and Air character can do that.
I mean, yeah, but Spike gets to fully clear instead of just having another attack left in his card pool because he says, I'll kick this Rising Monk after it resolves. So, like, he can just keep doing it over and over and over.
I mean, my following point is we could do this same type of thing, but like have the monks have the kick do all of this cool shenanigans, but throw in Ancestral Quiver in order to make this happen. So like what I'm saying is it does not have to be Spike. Find somebody who's, I don't want to use the word interesting because it tries to deteriorate Spike, but like we know that idea works.
Yeah.
So who else could it be?
For Firefly and
Firefly, Rising Monk.
Rising Monk?
And if you need to, Ancestral Quiver. I think
Chaos, Fire, and Air.
yeah, all 3 of those cards have Chaos, Fire, Air. Like I want to see a Firefly Gunner deck with Rising Monk because they share the symbols and the range keyword, and it affects the kick so well. If Spike is the right answer, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
I still want to try Trade Over's Goro list from Dallas.
yeah. And then like, hey, is this the right list for it? Like, is this it? Maybe.
James, do you remember if Power Creep Cash Grab Yami Burai still has ranged?
No.
I think it has Weapon Breaker.
Okay.
Definitely is Breaker.
If it has ranged, then Hiei Haie is definitely the deck.
Hiei's cards.
Because he plays Firefly Gunner real well.
Yeah.
Like he is the best Firefly Gunner stack character.
I totally agree.
Like
I think Hiei might be the second best character in the set.
Hey, don't you touch my character.
I'm excited for you to make him. Honestly, I think he's gonna be a.
It's Breaker 1 weapon.
okay.
EX3.
Because if that card has ranged, oh my god, it would have been nuts.
I'm excited to see you build Hiei just because of how exciting deck building wise you get to go crazy with him.
Oh my god.
Like
That's
you
the
just
happiest
you just get to do
I
so
am
much
about this
shit.
character. I'm gonna play everything as a one of.
So real quick, give Michael an idea of something to build.
He said he wants to play Death Katana.
I know, but give me an idea anyways.
Oh. For like character or just like Death Katana?
I gave him not a character, but I gave him an idea because that's not how I make decks. I don't make characters.
I don't know. I just come up with random ideas. I don't like thinking on the spot's hard.
Yeah, I know. Is there anything you wanted to try recently?
Yes, but that's just because I want to play Eva again.
Make an Eva deck.
Oh
Hey, you stop that. I'm making an Eva deck.
Sure, you can both make an Eva deck. Not
I'm
against the law.
gonna make an Earth Wall deck with Goro.
Yeah?
When the new set comes out, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be dumb.
Yeah,
I
it
think-
is.
4-life character that gains life, yeah.
For some reason, they gave fucking Byakko a card that says 4+ gain 1 if you have 5 or less hand
Because-
size when they touch you.
Because Byakko's a big beefy boy.
Yeah,
Now
but-
Goro's a big beefy boy that has Wall of Goro, the gain 1, throws the gain life,
and he
and
can,
damage mitigation.
and he can stack 4 of the card I was just talking about very easily and never take damage from a 4 damage or less attack ever.
I'm barely ever gonna flip a foundation. I'm just gonna. Well, I'll keep this. Oh, do I kill you now if I get these 4 exact cards?
Like
Hey.
Goro's never gonna be bad because he says he gets to pick up
Goro
his
is the
hand
best
every
character
turn.
in the game.
Best damn deck.
Just best damn character.
Do you have a suggestion? Give Michael something. Come on.
God, I just like.
What's something you wanted to build? You've always got crazy ideas.
I mean, you're not wrong. I would really like. No, he rotates soon. That sucks.
Hikaru.
No. God,
Well,
no.
I'm giving him that.
Is that the dude with 4 symbols?
Yeah.
Yo. I like him except for the fact that he's bad.
Yeah.
But I like that he has 4 symbols.
Yeah.
He has a 7 hand size of 17 life, and every single one of those that have been printed have been bad. Right, Travis?
Yeah.
Are we talking about Satoshi?
I will not
No.
get into a discussion about Kurama
we're
because
talking about
he's
Kurama.
nuts.
I think Kurama will be good.
I think
But
Kurama's
that's-
bad.
Soft topic.
Versal characters suck.
Give him a deck. Give him a deck.
God.
Anything. Literally anything. And quit breathing in your mic.
I just don't know. Just like
All right.
All right, so
Instead of Travis giving me a deck idea, I would like at least a couple of you to maybe comment a couple of deck ideas and help
You have
me.
deck ideas for any of us.
Yeah, help me rack my brain, please.
So
I'll
what I
force
was
Jamie
getting
to
at
build.
was if each of us give you an idea, then you have an ideas partner to bounce ideas off of, right? Because I know the direction I would want a deck like this to go. And so now we have 2 brains filling in this deck. You two can talk about Eva, and you can talk about whatever Travis wants to talk about. But we can't announce it on the podcast live for the audience because Travis can't make up his mind of what random thing he wants.
there's so many characters.
Just-
Then
just
pick
literally
one.
I do like being independent, though.
I
So I
totally
do like the independent challenge.
And look at all of these up here that are going to be your independent, right?
Yeah,
Oh, no, I'm going to
that's
fucking help
true.
him with Gemini, man. I'm happy. I love Gemini.
Wait, okay, I've got it.
All right.
Void Akuma 1.
Akuma 1?
Yeah.
All right.
You know, it's super funny because I was just asking for a Street Fighter character.
Yeah. So I think Void Akuma 1 with Queen of Hearts, his rare foundation, he says enhance commit your character, they discard a card.
If
Are
they
they
have no momentum.
Yeah. And if it's your turn they also discard a momentum. And then he also gets to play Spell Circle. So he can just be like, I think he's actually a better hand hack character than Akuma 2 dot.
Interesting. Well, we found it. And we're going to take a small break and hear a word from our sponsors. I just want to remind you guys that this episode is brought to you by Cards Custom Build. If you like nerdy costumes or props or other nerd memorabilia, go out to Cards Custom Build out on Facebook. You can also find them on Etsy. And I've got a deal for you guys. If you mention the fact that you saw me on the podcast, this is actually my dad. And he said that he'd give any UFS crew, any UFS watchers, $5 off of their order if you come and say that you supported the show. So any of the cool costumes that you've seen, like you see up on screen right now of me as Scorpion or me as Dr. Wily, that was all made as Cards Custom Build. Plus, here's some of his other stuff that he's done. He's an incredible builder, and he takes requests. So the next major, maybe somebody wants to come dress up as a My Hero character. Reach out to Cards Custom Builds out on Facebook or Etsy, and he'd love to get back to you. So with that, back to the show. All right. Moving on. Does anybody have anything that they want to talk about?
Well, I talked about a lot.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Anything tripping your trigger?
I am like blank-minded right now.
James, anything? Okay. How do you guys feel about
Wait, actually, I have an idea.
Yeah, go ahead.
Top 5 cards from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Sure. That's fine.
So
How about we just like go in and talk about just like a bunch of cards?
Just
How
talk about
that
Yu Yu
instead?
Hakusho.
okay, sure.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Tyler, cut all that other part out.
Yeah.
Just want to do the clap again, or also I was exactly right on Hikaru's abilities. Except instead of one keyword, it's all keywords.
That wasn't recorded. Go ahead.
So
Just having a conversation.
my favorite card from Yu Yu Hakusho is probably Ice Dragon Seiryu.
Yeah.
I think that card is very good, and I think it's very cool as well. Not for your opponents, but for you. So basically, for those who don't know, Ice Dragon Seiryu
I don't.
has stun 3, and then you get to freeze everything stunned by it. It
Very
is
thematic.
Yeah, it is a 5 diff 2 check with a 1 high block. That's a 4 high for 5. And it also says enhanced pitch of momentum. Your next check gets +1 for each of your opponent's committed foundations.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That's such a good card.
Yeah.
I heard Barrett on the Guile treatment, big shout outs, compare that card to Missile Launcher.
Yeah.
Do you think it's that good?
Yeah. I think this is very easily a missile launcher level card. If you open this card on turn 2, you're like, and they built 3 to 4, you're time walking them. They're not going to kill you on 0 to 1 foundations.
That's not true. I've had Michael do it to me.
You know, it depends on the character and what your defense is, but the games where I resolved a turn 2 Ice Dragon Seiryu, Michael was not able to kill me on turn 2 ever.
Is he playing Sub-Zero?
No, he was playing Torn.
Well, Torn's an attack deck. Of course, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Literally-
I love how contradictory you are.
What?
What do you mean?
You're a walking contradiction, James.
No, I'm not.
You're sitting down.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take a stand right here.
Please. I think my favorite card might be the Maze.
The Maze is hype. Maze Castle?
Maze Castle. I think that card's insane.
Are you going to play that card in Fae?
No, it does not share any symbols. with
Oh,
Fae.
yeah, that's right.
So
That's right.
What
You-
I'm gonna do is play it in the Scorpion, and have discard momentum, face a monster, and /or -2 to your check, which sounds
Pretty neat.
real good, especially because I side into Vega.
Yeah.
Which says if it really comes down to it, here's a panic button for you to fail that card.
Yeah. Stop it.
I think the other you got one.
Yeah, I like Psychic Spirit Glass a lot. You just get like a lot of free knowledge, and then you just say you can't block with this card this turn.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, all Order Void, as if like Void decks weren't already like pesky. like with your hand. Like now they're even peskier with your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the coolest part about this is it has order, and we
Yeah.
can play in Midoriya.
Yeah.
So I can form look at their hand and tell them that they have to keep one of their attacks, and then be like, "Hey, when you go to play that attack, -2 damage."
Yeah. Oh wow, that's neat.
Right?
That's really cool.
And so like I get the information of what I'm gonna do, and
Yeah.
then I
You
hit him with the call out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You get information on their
Yeah,
hands.
'cause they'll
Say
have-
they
they'll
can't
have to
play
play it
this
first.
attack,
Hmm.
and
I'm trying real hard to make him good.
I'm telling you, I think you should just wait for Midoriya 2 dot.
Like obviously,
I don't think there should be a Midoriya 2 dot.
there's supposed to be 3 sets, and so
Yeah, but they're not gonna be immediate.
well, yeah.
They're not gonna come out immediately.
I think that's the issue is that they're probably going to be like 3 months apart.
well, if they're not.
Oh my!
It's definitely gonna be more than 3 months.
Okay, then
4 months
There's
apart.
there's I bet they sprinkle in the My Hero sets. I don't think it's gonna be My Hero, My Hero, My Hero. I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
I mean,
I
yeah.
mean,
It could be, but I don't see that.
I think it's a bad decision.
there
Yeah.
is more Yu Yu Hakusho stuff that they could print too. 'Cause
Yeah.
they have the Sanctity Beast, the Sanity Beast. I apologize on the butchering there.
We're
And then it's like the start of the Dark Tournament.
Yes.
We're not even at the actual like Togoro brothers like actually fighting, and so like we can like
That's why they don't have.
so we can go
character
we can
cards.
go start of Yu Yu Hakusho, then we can go start of My Hero, then we can go middle of Yu Yu Hakusho, middle of
This
My
dude
Hero,
like beefs up.
and then end and then where like My Hero currently is.
We should
Yeah.
talk about that card. That card's actually not fair.
what?
The
Toguro
Togoro
brothers.
brothers.
Oh, yeah,
And
that
why-
card's insane.
and that's why I like actually brought up the Togoro idea.
That is my second favorite card
because
from
I
this
saw
set.
them. But I think
Okay, there's a bunch of cards in this set I think aren't going to be good for the game.
off topic, I think they'll be crazy if they don't have a Midoriya 2 dot that's based on the shoot style.
Yeah.
What do you think is not good for the game?
Koma's Task, Tagora Brothers.
Why do you think Toromo's Task not good for the game?
Because if you can't stop it, that just gives them any 4 random cards in their deck.
They're not random. They pick-
Maybe
Well, like
4 cards asterisks
4 cards asterisks.
because you can't play that card on turn 1, and you have to get
Yeah.
insanely lucky with like Lord Raptor to play it
Or
on
you
turn
know,
2.
under good, shuffle them back in with like other cards. and-
Okay, so like you made a deck around an action. I'm totally down for that.
yeah.
You
and
made a deck around a cool action.
And like plus, I mean like these two like Koenma's Task still gets blown out by White House. Togoro's
There's-
Brothers doesn't
there's
get
a
blown
bunch
out
still-
by White House, but
Yeah.
You can cancel Koenma's task with Koenma's task.
And then play your own.
Wow.
Man, it's solid. But like getting to pick up 4 random card for any 4 cards you want out of your deck,
asterisks.
asterisks, is just nuts.
Well, and then on top of that, you get to snipe cards out of you're sniping at least one, maybe 2
Like,
cards out of your opponent's deck minimum.
Yeah, you get to pick 4 cards on top of what you already have.
I think this card
Like
is,
Goro's really good because he gets to choose 4 cards from his discard pile, and those are the only 4 cards he gets. You get to have 4 cards and the cards you already have in your hand.
Well, this has such a strict condition, right? Like,
Yeah.
It does not play fire symbols. Like it plays
Yeah, but like
death.
nothing in the game stops this.
What do you mean
What do you
nothing in the
mean?
game stops this?
Nothing anybody plays in their meta deck stops this card. Nobody plays Venomous. Nobody uses Bebop for what it's used for.
Okay.
And nobody plays Reuniting Friends from Street Fighter. Reuniting, yeah.
No one plays it.
So what you're saying
Is this card just
that-
going to do what it wants because nobody plays against it?
Well, then that's the people who play against its fault. If it didn't have
Yeah.
counterplay, I'd be super down. But that doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's bad for the game
I
Yeah.
think it's bad for the game specifically because of that.
because
Because nobody wants to play against it.
well, then that's their fault.
Man, tell that to Tamayose and tell that to Mature. They all got banned for no reason because they weren't healthy for the game because people didn't want to play against it.
I mean,
But at the same time, this card is not killing you on 2 like Mature did, and this card's not
People
going in
killed
a
you-
deadlock.
If Mature killed you on 2, that's your fault.
If
Play better defense.
if deadlock existed back when Tamayose DeForester existed, then I think that it would have been fine. But the fact that the game was not mature enough at that point, maybe this is the card. If this card does indeed run rampant, that makes people change the meta, or they'll lose. Like as competitive card game players, like you just have to do that. Like
I think this card's mediocre
I-
at best.
I think Koenma's Task is insane, but they have to see 2 other copies of it before they can even play like the actual card itself, excluding the respond remove effect. But like you have to see 2 other copies before you can play your 3rd copy of this card.
So like,
So like you could either never see it, or you see it on turn 1 and then you end up reviewing it, and then you see another one and you quite don't have the ability to remove it yet, and then you end up reviewing that one too.
Like, I can't think of anything under the symbols besides death that like removes from my discard pile for a thing.
Yeah.
Like
we were discussing this in the Discord earlier, and nobody thinks this card's fantastic at all.
I think
this card's good.
yeah. You can look stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I don't think it's insane.
I think it has the potential to be great.
I don't think it's absolutely nuts. I don't think it's mandatory 4 of and all of its symbols like Nutcracker is.
I think the best thing to do with it, honestly, is it's just it itself is anti-action.
Yeah.
On a 2-mid block.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It's an out of your league with like more symbols.
Yeah, or like a showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a better showdown.
Yeah.
But people don't even play showdown, even though it actually has a really good first ability in addition to canceling an action.
Outside of the fact that I haven't got there yet, Koma's Task is pretty nuts in Lord Raptor.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I said earlier.
It's good in Lord Raptor.
Lord Raptor's like the only person that can like play it consistently.
Yeah.
But no, you want to talk about that card?
Oh, I think this card's really cool too.
I think the coolest.
It's the new Let's Go Loose.
Yes. With actually, no, the card sucks in comparison to Let's Cut Loose. Look at that bottom right corner.
It's
Card's garbage.
Okay,
Card's
but look at the top
garbage.
left corner.
Who gives a
Oh,
shit?
and look at the top right corner.
Who gives a shit?
Wow, this card has a block.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's Surveyor cuts.
So,
And
so,
it-
so does
it-
Let's Cut Loose.
it only shares one symbol with Cassie, unlike 2.
Yeah. Oh wow, neat.
Yeah, but I mean, like this gives you an attack, or if you're playing Hiei, it gives you an attack or a foundation, and it gets a draw you card.
I don't know.
Is good. We're talking about the Dark Tournament Looms, by the way.
I think this card makes life a better symbol. I think it makes
I think it definitely makes Chaos a better symbol.
it definitely makes Chaos a better symbol because they were really struggling without Surveyor. It definitely gives Earth a little bit of an upgrade too. Like I can just imagine Goro touching you with a Swallow Your Soul, and then next turn I'll pick up this card. I'll grab my Swallow My Soul and draw a card.
Yeah.
Like that seems really good.
I mean, or you could even play it that turn if you get a nut momentum off the top of your deck.
Yeah.
Oh, and a missile launcher.
Yeah, I think it's
You don't get to look at it, but
it's
you can certainly.
Well, when you play it,
Yeah.
you know, you're just like YOLO.
yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
a marginal buff to each and every one of the symbols printed on it.
I totally agree. I think this card is really cool. My favorite part about it is it says the Dark Tournament looms, which means it is the spoiler that the next Yu set is going to be about the Dark Tournament.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm
I
super
think
down.
the name's just the coolest part of the coolest part.
I'm super down. And like the card itself, if none of you have seen the card itself, I would advise you to look it up. The artwork on the card is absolutely beautiful. The ones that they had at Gen Con, at least.
What does Jen
Check
matter?
and play it.
How?
He removes 2 cards from his discard
He
pile.
removes
He
2
removed
attacks.
2
Oh, it's just 2
attacks.
attacks.
Okay.
I can't read.
All right, keep going. Keep going.
I am. Don't worry. I will.
I actually want to talk about the
This is just end of set stuff.
Torgoro Brothers. I actually think this card's not fair.
I think this card's insane.
This card is
It
completely unfair.
It cancels any foundation and destroys it.
Or asset, right? It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
response on an asset or a foundation, cancel it and destroy it.
Yep.
So
And-
for those who never played Legacy, it is a card called Lost Memories, which was a 2/4 foundation with a 4 mid block that said the same thing as this. And that card was insane and very overplayed in any of its symbols if you were playing in that format.
My issue is with this card is it ultra rare. We got to get so many of this fucking card,
Yes.
and I don't even want to play it.
So
Like,
I
I
think
don't even want to play in my deck, and
This
I'm playing
card's
the evil
insane.
symbol.
I think why that foundation was so good is it was just commit.
No, it was destroy. You destroyed
Okay.
itself to destroy their thing and cancel it.
Oh, it was the foundation.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
like you don't have to hold it
Yeah.
and like
Which is fine because this replaces itself or
True.
removes itself from the game.
right.
And it's also it has a better block that removes itself or draws you another block.
True.
Because it says after this card resolves.
I'm glad it checks a 4.
Yeah.
I am
If it checked a 5,
I am
oh my god.
so impressed that this card checks a 4. Thank you like so much. I wish it checked a 3.
I think the fact that it cancels and destroys the thing is really lame. I wish it would have just destroyed.
Yeah.
The fact that it cancels is just so annoying, and it hits assets too.
Yep.
Like, man.
Yep. And it has 2 of the better symbols in the game that would want this kind of effect.
Yeah.
So
It's like, so being selfish for a second, talking about the Scorpion deck I'm going to play. Like, I don't play this over the burn card,
well, yeah.
and I don't play this over revoke.
Yeah.
Nope.
So where do I put this card in my deck?
Your side deck.
In your side deck.
Yeah, but like, my side deck is exclusively for Vega, right? And I don't put this in for Vega.
I think you should change your side deck.
I don't know. Maybe your deck is just a little too gimmicky to play this card. Like,
That was
I wouldn't use the words gimmicky.
one hell of an
but
insult. You son of a
It-
bitch. I'll kill you.
no, but like
I will grant you death.
your deck it requires I grant you death. Literally, that card is a mandatory 4 of in that deck.
I agree.
So like, because it goes along with your gimmick of wanting to put yourself to desperation so you can kill them with these big ass attacks that all have desperation on them. This card doesn't do that, and it isn't an amazing defense tool for you, so you don't put it in.
Yeah. I also, like, under Evil and Void, you already have the foundation that puts a card back up in their hand. Outworld Empress.
Outworld Heiress.
Sorry.
I think it just means that evil can debuild the shit out of you, and you won't have a fun time.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. What I'm saying is, like, I don't have to double up on that because I already have that ability.
Yeah, like that
Which
makes
is-
sense for your deck.
Which is why I came into this exact topic with, man, I just don't. I want to play this card, but I don't have room.
Yeah,
I think you can. I mean, I know like your side deck is devoted to Vega. I feel like you should try and make like 2 slots.
We can talk about it after the cast, I guess. I'm not going to go with my sideboard tech. You can easily go look up.
I mean, no,
Rockford.
totally don't try and put the Torgoro brothers in your side.
yeah.
deck.
Don't play it. Bad card.
Yeah. You know
Terrible.
what? In fact, just donate all your copies to us.
I got one.
Yeah,
Okay.
where's
It's
Stoltzer?
definitely not on those 3 symbols.
breaking news.
James has finally found a way to remove Koenma's
You
mask,
can do it.
besides the Lord Raptor
We
idea that I
have
thought
to
of
play
within 5
elemental
seconds.
techniques.
At that point, just play explosive acrobatics off symbol. Jesus Christ, James.
Well, yeah.
Was that what you were talking about?
No.
What were you thinking?
You can just play Goro and play into this.
Okay. I
No,
also
the other way you do it. The other way you do it.
Yeah.
Spell circle.
Yes, you can do it with
You
spell
get
circle.
one spell circle.
Okay.
Remove.
I'm
Removed.
super down. That actually.
Wow.
That
Get a Tongoro in
actually.
your, not to get a Tongoro. Get a Kenma's task in your hand. Yep, bloop, momentum. Do your thing.
I'm in. I'm super in. I actually think that I think like the coolest part about this card is it can be off symboled, which is something I didn't bring up on the podcast. Is I think you can play it in fire, water, and evil. Like, just because as long as you can.
Play it.
You have
Does it form remove? Yeah,
Yeah.
form removes.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do on my turn.
yeah.
if
and
I
it
share 2
and
symbols
it removes
with-
its cost. So
Yeah.
Like,
hey.
if you
get outta
cancel
here.
my form sick, that's fine. I'll just play the Samba and draw 2. Woo.
Do you mean play all of these Sambas?
They're all on 2s.
Yeah, it's some neat stuff. I'm really happy with it. We got time for one more topic.
Well, I actually want to talk about one more card real quick.
Tell me about one more card.
I think my favorite card in this set, just because it brings so much nostalgia for me, is not that card. Funnily enough, it's actually the Haihie card, the 108 Shiki Yamuburai clone. I love.
What's it called? That card's not insane
16 instant slashes? Are you talking about that one?
No, I'm talking about this.
Rapid
think.
speed slash?
This card's. I think it's still very good. This card is still very, very good.
Draw one or add one?
Yeah, draw one or add the top, and it's a breaker 1 mid block that checks a 3. So like it replaces itself. It's got a good block. It has breaker 1.
It even has EX3.
Yeah, this card is still very good. Like it's. Yamiburai was insane for different reasons than this card will probably be. But I don't know. I have a huge nostalgia boner for that card.
I think this card's going to be one of those bread and butter cards, right? I think it's
Yeah.
going to be like it's gonna be the same. It'll do the same thing that Yamuburai did.
Yeah.
Which was just like, hey, this is a
It's Seneca's dice.
It's Syndicate Slice.
Yeah.
Here's a free poke. Did you deal with it? Well, I drew my card back, and that's fine. Did you not deal with it? Well, then I hit you and still drew my card. This card by itself says that I can end my turn with 3 momentum because I already have one, and then hitting you.
Yeah.
So like this card's just an all around a fantastic poke.
Yeah.
Super super good.
Yeah, I love this card. I actually love all of Hiei's support.
I'm bummed Botan's not as good as I wanted to be.
I think she is.
What?
I think she is.
You think she's as good as I wanted to be?
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to be really fucking good.
Yeah, no, I think she is.
Yeah? Then I would love your help on her.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be rad.
Just play against what's it called? A covert deck every round.
Yo, what if we just play covert?
Yeah. Block all my things,
you don't have
please.
Snap momentum.
Yeah, we do.
It's called Fatality.
Yeah, it's called Fatality.
All right. I guess one last thing before we go. I want to give a big shout out to Sean Bauman from our Discord. He's one of our Patreon producers. He messaged me today saying that he wanted to do a article for us. He came to me. I didn't go to him. Like, hey, as a former other card game player, and we've got a bunch of new people coming into the game, I want to write an article that is about the prices of these cards and how to not get ripped off. Because it's so easy, because we don't have, as UniVersus, as UFS, we don't have very many outlets in order to find pricing.
Yeah.
If you look on eBay right now, the Gen Con promo for All Might is a crispy $100 bill.
Yeah.
It's $100 for a singular character card, which we all as veterans laugh at.
Yeah.
But somebody who's brand new to the game is going to go, oh, yeah, I'll pay somebody $100 for that, when they shouldn't.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that. Sean is going to be writing that, and I'm going to be putting it up on Patreon for everybody to see. So you'll have to go out to our Patreon. Sorry about that. But it will be public. It will not be behind a tier wall at all. I've been making all the articles that I do every Monday, not behind a wall. They are public.
Give you a little taste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep
because I
you
was
coming back
like,
for
just
more.
looking at some stuff scrolling through Facebook. There was like a post about Bakugo, the demo deck for Bakugo, and then the foil Bakugo, the demo deck for Bakugo, and then the Bakugo mat for like $70.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just
Man, that seems like a good deal.
For the mat?
for the mat. Yeah,
For the
The
mat.
mat and the foil Bakugo.
yeah.
Have you guys seen my articles?
I have never.
The only time I ever visited the Patreon was when I did my article on Mad P after I fucked up locals that one day.
All right.
But I did check it out a little.
Was I at that locals? No.
No, you were. You got absolutely destroyed because I checked all 12 sixes that I was playing in my deck.
Mad P?
Yeah, you were playing Akuma, and I checked.
I remember this.
I checked like 8 of my 12 sixes on my kill turn.
I remember this, so it didn't happen. Go figure.
But
He was mad.
so back to pricing. Like Yu-Gi-Oh has an app that's made where it generates the top 3 to like 4 big website sellers, and it averages a price for you.
Yeah.
So if like this store prices it at 30, this store prices it at 15, this TCG store prices it at $25, it's going to give you a median of $20 to $25.
Magic and Pokemon also have that.
And on top of that, like Magic has like people who are like really, really good with pricing. Like they have Channel Fireball and just a bunch of those guys. Like they keep their cards at reasonable prices. Like nobody in that community is trying to gouge one another.
I try to do the same thing with our TCG player.
Which I think price gouging can be real bad in this game.
But look forward to that article by Sean here in the near future. He's in within the next week. So I made it live on the podcast, Sean, so you have to do it now. Sorry, buddy.
Sorry, buddy.
Thank you very much.
So
I
with
am here.
that, any last minute thoughts?
No.
Give me an idea.
From all of us here at TCGU, stay learned.
Get learned.
Been learned.
Let's see you guys.
Au revoir.
Sayonara.